There is a mistake many people make when they want to be missed. They try to become louder, more available, more unforgettable by force. They text more, explain more, chase more, and somehow end up feeling less desired, not more. But human longing rarely grows under pressure. It grows in space. It grows in contrast. It grows when a person has enough emotional room to feel your absence without feeling manipulated by it. That is the paradox at the center of attraction. The harder you push to stay in someone's mind, the easier it is to become emotional background noise. The real psychology is quieter than that. People miss what made them feel alive, understood, respected, and just slightly uncertain. Not confused, not neglected, not punished. Just aware that your presence has value, and value is felt most deeply when it is not always instantly available. If you want him to miss you, the first shift is this: stop thinking about tricks as tactics, and start thinking about them as emotional signals. What makes someone miss you is not magic. It is memory, reward, contrast, and attachment working together inside the mind. Neuroscience and relationship research show that romantic love is closely tied to brain systems involved in reward, motivation, and wanting, including dopamine-rich pathways. In other words, longing is not just poetic. It has a measurable psychological structure. At the same time, attachment research shows that insecure dynamics can turn longing into anxiety, obsession, or emotional chaos, which is why the healthiest approach is never to create pain on purpose, but to create value, warmth, and meaningful absence. The first psychological move is to become associated with emotional elevation, not emotional exhaustion. People do not deeply miss the person who constantly drains them, corners them, or demands reassurance every hour. They miss the person whose presence makes life feel lighter, sharper, richer. This is where one of the strongest findings in relationship psychology matters: the self-expansion principle. Researchers have found that relationships feel more alive when they are linked with growth, novelty, and a sense that being with this person expands who you are. When someone feels more interesting, more energized, more like themselves around you, your absence does not feel empty. It feels noticeable. That is the beginning of missing someone. So in practice, this means your goal is not to flood his phone with attention. Your goal is to leave behind an emotional atmosphere. A conversation that made him think differently. A laugh that interrupted a stressful day. A feeling that time with you is not routine, but mentally refreshing. Novelty matters here more than people realize. Shared experiences that are playful, surprising, and emotionally vivid are remembered more strongly than flat, repetitive interaction. The brain tags emotionally meaningful moments as important, and important moments return later when the person is alone. That return is what missing you feels like. This is also why constant access can weaken desire. When every message is immediate, every emotion is explained, and every silence is filled, there is no contrast. And without contrast, the mind stops noticing. Research on remote communication suggests that responsiveness matters, but not endless availability. What predicts stronger relationship satisfaction is not frantic overcontact. It is communication that feels warm, responsive, and meaningful. That distinction matters. Being emotionally present is attractive. Being perpetually on call often is not. So the first real secret is simple. Make your presence feel good, then let it breathe. Be engaging enough to create emotional imprint, and secure enough not to overperform afterward. When he starts associating you with energy, depth, and ease rather than pressure, missing you stops being a game. It becomes a natural psychological response. The second psychological principle is distance without coldness. Many people confuse being missed with disappearing, but those are not the same thing. Disappearing creates confusion. Healthy distance creates reflection. When you are always present, the other person has no reason to internally reach for you, because you are already there filling every silence. But when you have your own rhythm, your own plans, your own inner life, something important happens. He begins to experience you not as a permanent convenience, but as a real person with gravity. And gravity is attractive. It pulls attention without begging for it. This works because the human mind notices what interrupts habit. Psychologists have long understood that people adapt quickly to what becomes constantly available. What is always there can become psychologically invisible, not because it has no value, but because the brain stops registering it with the same intensity. That is why a little space can increase emotional salience. It gives memory time to reactivate. It gives the mind time to replay your voice, your presence, the way he felt around you. Missing someone often begins not in conversation, but in the quiet after it. The silence becomes the stage where emotional meaning gets amplified. But this only works when the connection itself feels emotionally safe. Research on perceived partner responsiveness shows that people feel closer and more satisfied when they experience the other person as caring, understanding, and validating. In other words, being missed is not mainly created by withdrawal. It is created by warmth first, then space. If your presence feels secure and emotionally rewarding, then your absence becomes noticeable in a meaningful way. If your presence feels chaotic or punishing, absence does not create longing. It creates relief. That difference changes everything. The third principle is identity. One of the strongest ways to make someone miss you is to become memorable through the life you are living, not through the attention you are requesting. There is something deeply compelling about a person who is engaged with their own growth. Research on self-expansion shows that novelty, challenge, interest, and excitement are closely linked with vitality and relationship quality. People are drawn toward those who seem alive in their own lives, because that energy spills into the relationship. When you are building something, learning something, enjoying something, and not waiting around to be chosen every hour, you stop broadcasting need and start broadcasting substance. This is why overpursuit so often backfires. The more someone feels that your emotional stability depends entirely on their response speed, the less room they have to desire you freely. Desire needs a little oxygen. Not games. Not manipulation. Just oxygen. A life that does not collapse when he is busy. A mood that does not turn dark every time a text is delayed. A presence that feels warm, self-respecting, and emotionally composed. That kind of energy is powerful because it signals value without announcing it. And then there is mystery, but not the fake kind. Not acting distant to punish him. Not pretending not to care. Real mystery is simply allowing parts of yourself to unfold over time. Curiosity is strongly connected to intimacy and attraction because people bond more deeply when they feel there is still more to discover. You do not have to reveal every thought, every wound, every plan in 1 week just to prove honesty. Depth is more compelling when it arrives with timing. Let him discover you in layers. Let him realize that being close to you is not instant access to everything, but an unfolding experience. That is when missing you becomes more than habit. It becomes desire mixed with curiosity, and that combination is hard to ignore. The fourth principle is emotional consistency. What makes someone miss you is not just chemistry. It is trust in the feeling they have when they are with you. Many people focus so much on being exciting that they forget something even more powerful: emotional steadiness. In close relationships, the nervous system is always asking a silent question. Is this person safe to connect with, or costly to connect with? Attachment research shows that when people experience a partner as responsive, trustworthy, and emotionally available, closeness becomes more regulating and more rewarding. That kind of connection leaves a deeper mark than intensity alone. So if you want him to miss you, do not make every interaction dramatic. Make it emotionally clean. Let your words match your energy. Let your affection feel sincere. Let your boundaries feel calm instead of punitive. People remember the person who felt good to be around, not just the person who stirred up emotion. This is why the healthiest version of being missed has nothing to do with making him jealous, insecure, or scared of losing you. Those methods can produce reaction, but reaction is not the same as genuine longing. Anxiety can increase attention for a moment, but it rarely builds the kind of respect and emotional pull that lasts. In fact, insecure attachment patterns are consistently linked in research to more distress, more conflict, and less stable relationship functioning. If the only reason someone is thinking about you is because they feel threatened, then what you have created is tension, not depth. Lasting attraction grows much more naturally when connection feels both alive and emotionally trustworthy. The fifth principle is to leave him with a felt experience, not just information. Most people think connection is built through constant updates, constant texting, constant explanation. But what the mind replays later is rarely raw information. It is emotional texture. The tone of your voice when you said something honest. The way you made a difficult moment feel lighter. The specific emotional atmosphere around you. Relationship science keeps returning to a similar truth. People bond more deeply when they feel understood, valued, and engaged. That means your most powerful influence is not saying more. It is making moments feel more. One meaningful conversation can echo longer than 50 forgettable texts. One genuinely present interaction can stay in the body longer than a week of forced communication. So if you want him to miss you, the real strategy is surprisingly mature. Build warmth. Create memorable emotional energy. Have a life that does not shrink around his attention. Let there be enough space for memory to do its work. Stay kind, but do not overchase. Stay interesting, but do not perform. Stay open, but do not pour out everything at once. Attraction deepens when presence feels valuable and absence gives that value contrast. That is what many people never understand. Being missed is not about vanishing. It is about becoming distinct in someone's emotional world. It is about leaving an imprint strong enough that, when the room gets quiet, your absence has shape. And maybe that is the deeper lesson underneath all of this. The most powerful way to be missed is not to obsess over how to stay in his mind. It is to become someone who is deeply present when you are there, deeply grounded when you are not, and deeply respectful of your own worth either way. Because the truth is, people do not miss desperation. They miss energy, peace, depth, and emotional truth. They miss the person who made life feel fuller, then walked away for the evening without trying to force the feeling. They miss the woman who is warm without being dependent, memorable without being loud, and self-possessed enough to let longing arise on its own.